Hello everybody. Today we're going to talk about how we connect with our babies. There's been a lot of talk over the years about nature versus nurture. Are our children the way they are because of the way they're born, or is it because of the way they've been brought up? Well, most experts these days would agree it's a combination of the two. We don't start with what's called our blank slate, which is in the old days was referred to as tabula rasa, the Latin version of a blank slate, but more that we're born with certain characteristics. These include all our senses, how we can see, how we can smell, how we can touch, being able to pay attention so we can learn from the environment and from the people around us, and also what's called our temperament, that is our innate characteristics, what our genes tell us to be like as people. Now sometimes that's like mum, sometimes that's like dad, sometimes it's like somewhere in between mum and dad, and sometimes it's like Uncle Charlie 2 generations ago. So it can really vary, and I suppose that variation leads to people being different sort of people, and which is what nature wants. So we start with our temperament. Then what happens? What are we going to do with this parenting stuff? What sort of style of parent are we going to be? Are we going to be a permissive parent? Are we going to be a strict parent? Well, once again, most experts these days would put somewhere in the middle, where we have a combination of guidance, of showing rules, along with the style that we deliver that guidance. Are we going to have a warm and sympathetic sort of tone to the way we deliver our guidance? If we're able to do this warmth plus guidance, that's the way we're going to establish a good attachment to our child. Now, attachment is very important, and you'll hear me talking about attachment a lot through these blog entries. But what it's all about really is, when you're talking about babies, is responding to their distress, their cries, reasonably promptly, reasonably consistently, and reasonably calmly. And I think all those words are very important, including the reasonably. You don't have to do it perfectly, but you just try the best you can. The message you're giving your baby basically is, mum's here, the world is safe. So that's what we're trying to do when we're attaching with our child. And what we'll notice in terms of the way we interact with our baby is around 6 weeks that we'll get our first smile. And generally when that happens, we're pretty hooked. So if we're able to do this well, if we're able to connect with our children well, we'll develop what's called a shared understanding, where baby's getting mum, mum's getting baby. And that connection of minds is absolutely a wonderful experience to enjoy with your baby. Good luck.